Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Unboxed Mind of Shans. Happy Monday, and happy little treatments, and some positive energy for today or for this week. And you're probably wondering why I have this Bob Ross stuff. So I feel like we didn't appreciate as late 80s, early 90s babies Bob Ross enough when he was painting his happy little trees and everything was just happy little mistakes. So you're not just throwing out a whole canvas, you're going to take your mistakes and you're going to make them into art, make them into something beautiful. So literally it reminds me that every day we are painting something, whether it's our mood, whether it's how we're reacting, it's whether our habits and our intentions, and obviously our mistakes. We make them, and then we can make them into happy little trees or make them into something better by learning from the mistake that we made. You can paint and repaint your life as many times as you need to. You can make mistakes, but it's when you don't learn from the mistakes that they become habits, right? And then you don't grow, and you just repeat patterns. While you might be aware of that internally, externally, you don't portray that. And it's something that I've learned a lot about self-awareness over the course of time and the patterns that I've been reliving, and I've repainted my life several times, and I'm not afraid to continue to repaint it as many times as I need to. That's what growth looks like. That's what experience teaches us. And if it doesn't teach us, then you're going to be stuck and you're going to be stagnant and you're going to just keep repeating the same cycles over and over, right? So this kind of ties into the message yesterday at church. It was from Luke chapter 11, verse 37 through 44. And the message spoke about being a hypocrite and making sure that what you're portraying on the outside is also who you are and what you believe on the inside. That you're not creating a fake image or masking who you are. And Jesus describes this to the Pharisees as, because these people think they're great, they're better than everyone, that everybody should follow them, everybody should do what they do. And he explains that you need to make sure that you're not just washing the outside of your cup, but you're also washing the inside of your cup. So making sure that you're not only making sure you're good and you look good and you're put together and you're doing all the right things on the outside, but you're also doing the same things on the inside. So let's break down hypocrisy. So hypocrisy isn't struggling. Hypocrisy isn't growing. Hypocrisy isn't saying I want to be better and then having days where you fall apart. Hypocrisy, that's being a human. That's being a human. Hypocrisy, or being a hypocrite, is preaching one thing and doing the opposite, or preaching that you should be doing the internal work or that you want to do the internal work, but then not doing the internal work itself. Self-awareness is actually the opposite of hypocrisy. It's looking at your own canvas and saying, okay, this part needs work. And honestly, that is also a responsibility. It's your responsibility to know when those things are happening and know that you need help to figure out how to work through it. Because in all honesty, we all need tools. And by tools, I don't mean a screwdriver and a hammer. We need those tools to work on ourselves internally, to be able to heal traumas of any sorts from the past, or whatever it may be that's holding you back from actually being your true authentic self. And I think that's where people get confused, is they're like, what tools? What are these tools? It's not something you can just go buy on a shelf. You have to educate yourself. You have to learn. You have to talk things out. You have to become self-aware of the way you're reacting to things, the way you're acting towards things, the attitude, the anger, the unhappiness, the being miserable, you have to figure out why and unpack the why behind all of that. And let me tell you how uncomfortable it is to unpack the why. It is so uncomfortable. It is scary. You will have so much anxiety. You will not know what to do. You will not know how to process it. You will not know what to do with it. It's hard. It's uncomfortable. And that's why it's very important that when you're ready to unpack and ready to be uncomfortable, that you know you have support or somebody that you can trust to unpack that with and talk through, somebody you can trust to understand and not judge and listen and not criticize. That is an important person. And even if they do criticize, that it's corrected criticism, that it's something that makes you open your eyes even more to it and understand it even more. And you're like, holy cow, I didn't even realize I was doing that. I didn't even realize that's what that meant, the reason why I was doing that. So that's all part of the self-awareness. You're not being a hypocrite. You're not a hypocrite for wanting to change. You're not a hypocrite for wanting to be somebody else that you maybe were 2, 3, 5 months ago, a year ago, whatever, 10 years ago. You can change. You can grow. You can learn from mistakes. You're not a hypocrite for doing that. Take control of that canvas. Make the mistakes. Turn them into happy little trees. But don't completely just cover up the mistakes and continue to make them and remake them. Make them a happy little tree that you continue to grow, like that happy little tree would grow if it wasn't just stuck in a painting. You reap what you sow, and you have that opportunity to rewrite your story, repaint your canvas, turn those mistakes into happy little trees, and not have to feel like you're a hypocrite or that you are not your true authentic self, because honestly, that is your true authentic self, is when you can recognize that and when you can make those mistakes and transform them into something more beautiful. Thanks for joining tonight's Unboxed Mind of Shans. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like, share, comment, give me some ideas of what else we want to unbox. But this week I will continue unboxing self-awareness and being your true authentic self, and all the steps that work towards healing, and you can also apply in your leadership roles or whatever, your everyday life. So we will see you next time.